Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to all of you guys that are connected to this program. It should be at the beginning of the blessed month of Zul Hajj. We have a special topic tonight by Mr. Sattar Soltanpour on a introduction for the Islamic School of Art, which is the primary institute for Islamic art and education, and research in the city of Qom in Iran. And Mr. Soltanpour is the director of the Office for International Students and Scholars of ISOA. And this talk, which would be in English, he will overview the activities of this academic institution and the seasonal schools, workshops, and courses that they offer. Thank you very much, Mr. Soltanpour, to participating to our tonight's program, and we all love to hear about your academic institution.
Hello, and Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be with you. So, should I start? Okay, it's okay to start.
Yes, please.
Okay, all right then. I want to start from the beginning, because this institute has a interesting story when it starts and how it starts. The thing is, in Qom, as many of you know, there are a lot of seminary students, or I would like to call them talabe, or many people do actually. Some of these talabe who actually were professors in the seminary, they were masters of art, different types of art. I don't know, calligraphy, Tazhib, different types of Islamic art, or even literature, poems. They were people that could recite, not just recite poems, but actually give poems themselves. They had a meeting. It was like, I don't know, 10, 12 of them. And they had a meeting every now and then. And what they did is they argued, and they were sad about the artistic way of living that the other talabes, because Islamic art grew inside the seminaries. So a lot of seminaries had great knowledge of art, and these people that had at these days, they had the knowledge of art. They were sad that other talabas didn't have the power to learn it, or they didn't have any places to learn it, or something like that. So they decided to build a place which now is called Islamic School of Art. They teach other people, especially the seminaries, and those that are interested in Islamic art. The special thing about this school is that we are very actually, we are very how could it, we really believe in Islamic art, because all over the world, not all the people, not everyone believes in Islamic art. Islamic art is a topic that has been argued about and that has been talked about, and lots of people deny it. But we believe in Islamic art. We believe that Islam has had a great and still has a great impact on the arts being created by people, and by religious people, and by Muslims. So first of all, I want to say that this school is, if you have the privilege to come to this school, or I don't know, in the future, you will find out that people in this school, we love art. And as I mentioned before, we believe in Islamic art. And I'm just going to share you the story of this school and how it goes. So there are few things that we are trying to achieve in this school, and the main structure of this school is teaching art to other people, to those that are interested. But Islamic art is a unique art, and it has a philosophy behind it. So we are kind of, masters of the philosophy of art as well, because, the best thing about Islamic art, I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with Islamic art, but the best thing about this art is that it plays with your soul, and it tries to eliminate your soul. That is what we believe. So explaining these principles is the first thing that we are trying to achieve. Explaining these principles, the religious impact into the art is one of the things that we are trying to explain to people, and we are trying to make sure that this philosophy doesn't get lost throughout history and throughout time, especially at these days that there are lots of common stories, and there are lots of other stories joining together throughout the world, and everyone is telling their stories. We are trying to tell the story of Islam and its impact into art. So that's it. That is the first thing. The second thing, which is really important for us, is that familiarizing the seminaries, the talabah, the people that study religious studies. We want them to know about the art, because we believe art is part of religion, unlike some of the people that think art has nothing to do with religious, or religious has nothing to do with art. We believe that art is definitely part of the religion. So this is the second thing. We want the people that study religious to be familiarized with art as well. So the third thing is we want to make sure people understand the potential of art, the Islamic art and the religious art. So we want the people to understand the potential of this art on their lives. So learning this art or any other religious art has a great impact on your life. And so we're not just teaching them, we are teaching them how this impact is, and how beautiful that the combination of art and living and religiously living would be. So this is the third thing. And the fourth thing, as I mentioned here, is integrating the religious knowledge and commitment with artistic experts. So this is the last thing that we want to do. Actually, this would be the outcome of the three things at the top. So moving on to introducing what we do and how we look at the moment and what we have done, is that at the moment we have 400 students. In our there are two types of two parts and two branches in our school. There is a academic part, and then there is a artistic approach in our school. The academic part, which is part of it has it starts from teaching. It's kind of a university, so at that part we have 400 students per year. So every year 400 students study in our school, in our university. But then we have another branch, which is our artistic part, and we have 2 or 3 semesters every year. And every semester there are over 500 people learning different types of arts in our school. So sometimes daily we have like 50 artistic class in our schools, whether they are online or offline or just in person. And we have something like 100 or a little bit less than 100 online art students, which they are our online students are mainly from foreign countries. So we do have we do have courses that are in different languages. We do have courses. Most of our courses are in English for our foreign students, or Arabic, or sometimes in other languages, such as we did have a Russian course and a German course as well. So any type of language, we are open to just create another course for that type of language, whoever it is interested in. And then we have our short courses, and there are usually, obviously everyone was impacted with the pandemic, so was our school. And what happened is, before the pandemic, we had usually we had five short courses that everyone could use. There was the philosophy of art course that we had every year, and this is a special course that I will get to, and I will let you know what I mean. This is the special course that I think that only our school could present in the world. And there was the artistic short courses, from geometric patterns to Tazhib to calligraphy, different types of calligraphies, and so on and so forth. So and then we have a art gallery. This art gallery is in progress at the moment. We are changing the name, we are changing the brand. So I'm not going to talk about our art gallery in this session a lot. I'm just giving a brief introduction about it, and then I'm going to move on. And then we have the sub branches. Our sub branches are different, either different companies, different schools, and different activities that we have inside the school, but they're not part of the main part of the school. They have been started by either by our professors or our students, but the school is responsible for starting it and for making it grow. I don't know how this works, but if anyone has any questions, they're completely welcome to ask. Or if the questions are at the end, you could ask them at the end. I don't mind. So I mentioned that we have two main parts in the school. The academic part, there's something called the Kardani in Iran. I'm not sure whether this degree is available in every country or not, but it's called the associate degree in Europe. So we have cinema, paint.
It's called associate degree. Yeah, same in the US.
Yeah. Okay. So we have cinema, painting, photography, graphic, cultural management, and journalism. These are the main subjects that we teach in this part. And then we have the bachelor degree, again, cinema, painting, photography, graphic, cultural management, and public relations. Actually, the public relations is about media affairs. I'm just going as, and then the master degree Some of the master degrees are only related to the school, and some of them are a joint project with another university called Religious and Denominations. So handcraft, dramatic literature, art research, architectural studies. These are the four first ones are the ones that are uniquely for Islamic School of Art, but wisdom of Islamic art, philosophy of art, and history of Islamic art are the ones that we are in collaboration with the University of Religion and Denomination. And
So
then
maybe
we have
for one question, what's the difference between wisdom of Islamic and philosophy of, because hikmah, I guess, means like hikmah hunar or hikmah of the, and the philosophy is like two different like master's programs. They're very similar.
they are two different ones. The difference, it's very narrow, but you know, there are still debates on whether they are actual difference or not. But since we believe that they are different from each other, the philosophy and the hikmah, since we believe that they are different, that's the reason that we got both of them. So there are universities that they believe that they're not different, and they only have one of them. And the most common one is the philosophy of art, or philosophy of Islamic art. But in our university, the thing is, we have the wisdom of you know, the subject that speaks of wisdom of the religious art or Islamic art. That usually is, you know, I'm not talking about the PhD degree, I'm talking about the master degree. The master degree, the wisdom of art, usually talks about Islamic art, but the philosophy of art usually talks about the religious art in general. So the main difference that I can mention right now, because there's a great debate about it, and you could talk like days of what's the difference between these two. But the main difference in the curriculum of the subject is that part, the wisdom usually talks about Islamic art, but the philosophy usually talks about religious art in general. So we have only the PhD degree, we only have one subject, and that's the wisdom of religious art in general. So after you got the philosophy, you could come back and study wisdom of religious art in general as well. So another difference, maybe I'm just going to say this and go back. Another difference between wisdom and religious is that when you talk about wisdom, you might not be talking about the reasonable factors that philosophy has. So when you talk about the philosophy, you must have you know, a closed area in a closed. You are talking about in what when you're talking and when you're giving facts, that these facts must be completely reasonable. But when you're talking about wisdom, these facts are, you know, sometimes they come from a religious background. And since you know, how can I say this? Sometimes we do not have reasons in a religious part talking. As a seminary myself, I believe everything behind religious thinking has a reason, but sometimes we don't know those reasons. So when you don't know those reasons, that would become hikmah, and that would become the wisdom. There's a wisdom behind it, but we don't know that wisdom, and we're not aware of it. So we believe in, that's what belief is actually. We believe in a high course, and we are getting those beliefs, and we are acting on those beliefs. So this might be one of the differences as well.
Thanks.
You're welcome. The other part, the other department that we have, which is the main branch of our school, is the art department. So this is the part that the original Islamic School of Art was built on. With this department, we are trying to teach actual art. And as you guys know, literature in Iran is part of the art. So when we talk in Iran, when we talk about art, we are talking about literature as well. So poem, writing, and novel writing and things like that is part of the art. So literature is actually literally part of the art. And we are actually very good at Islamic School of Art. Is we have taught and created many great writers, novel writers, fiction writers, even you know, we have what you call it, romance writers as well. So different script writers in Iran come from our school. Some of the some of the directors of some of the well-known directors in Iran are part of our school as well. So going to the next slide here. I don't know how many of these people you might recognize, but some of them are very, you know, well known in Iran. I'm not going to name them. These the previous slide here. This is our you know, very recent work which is going on for this summer as well. Okay, so I've put some of the our teachers or professors that are trying to teach these arts on we have more obviously in this. I just wanted to mention some of them. I'm sorry for those that for the English speakers. I didn't have the time to find the English translation of every name. So I just in case to, you know, confuse the names, I just put the Persian version on. And if anyone that is interested about our art programs, you could just go to the site and find more information. There are lots of online courses as well. You could just, anyone is you know, eligible to use them, but they are in Persian. So a very interesting fact on ISOA is that we hold the Islamic Art Club for UNESCO as well. So since 2020, Iran has started its union on you know, UNESCO clubs. Before that, Iran was not did not actually have any UNESCO club. Our head of university, Dr. Nawab, had a, you know, a collaboration with UNESCO, with myself, with and we encouraged the UNESCO to allow us to allow Iran to have to start a UNESCO club in Iran as well. So we started the club with 10 other clubs which we collaborated. If you go to the UNESCO site, you could find other clubs that are available in Iran. But Islamic Art Club for UNESCO is linked in ISOA. I'm sorry. Could you hold on a second? What we do in what happens in this club is actually everyone that is interested through UNESCO, that are anyone that is interested in Islamic art, they could use the knowledge that we have on this subject, and we would be able to find them, and they would be able to find us, and we could collaborate together and everything. So let me just go back 2 slides here, or 3 maybe. I'm sorry. If you could see the logos here, and the one of the logos over here is the UNESCO Club for Islamic Art. So our art department is constantly in collaboration with UNESCO, and everything that is taught and learned is part of UNESCO's. It's not part of UNESCO's, it's part of the club's activity. Another thing that we do in which is part of the work that we do in ISOA is ISOA Courses. We actually have a site called ISOA Courses. I think it was mentioned in the announcement of this talk today as well. Since I think 5 or 6 years ago, we started these courses. The courses were in person at the beginning, and when the pandemic started, we shifted into online, and our next in-person course would be starting probably at the end of this summer. I'm not sure still, because still some of the countries are still in conflict with the pandemic, and I'm not sure whether we could start the in-person courses or not. But our online courses are available at the moment. It's the variety of courses. It starts from the philosophy of art, Tazhib, actually Persian patterns, calligraphy, different types of calligraphy, from Kufi calligraphy to Nastaliq, Nasq, Source, any types of calligraphy is available, and geometric pattern and Gereh works. We have Boulomorph, and different, any Islamic related art is available for teaching and for learning on our site. So or any new suggestions, we are open to any new suggestions as well. As I mentioned, one of the things that we are experts on is philosophy of Islamic art, and this, we have turned this into a short course as well. It's a 10-day course which starts in Tehran and then moves from Qom, Kashan, and then it usually ends in Isfahan. So in this is a very important course for us, because we believe that Islamic School of Art is the only institute in the world that could arrange this course perfectly, because of the connection that we have with different students, with different professors, and with different organizations in Iran. It's a very crowded curriculum. It has a very crowded curriculum. We have like 20 different classes in just 10 days. Maybe sometimes maybe it's between 20 to 25 classes, I think. in just 20 days, and we will visit nearly every part of Iran that is interesting about Islamic art, except we can't go to Shiraz because of the people that know Iran. Moving from Tehran to Shiraz would take a lot of time. So this is a very important course for us, and we are proud to be the ones that have made this work. We have had a lot of people from different backgrounds. We have had at least 10 full professors from different universities around the world attending this specific course. So this is very special for us. This would be open next year, so we can't have it this year because it usually starts in the middle of the summer, and it takes us at least 9 months to announce it and for the presentation to take place. Another thing that we are quite good at is the circle that we have, and the people that we know. The best masters of art in the world are in our circle of friendship. So I have put on some of the bests here. We have Mr. Shakuri on the geometric patterns, and the music part we have, unlike some people might consider the religious art and the music two parts that are in conflict. We do not believe that. We believe music is part of the Islamic art as well, and Islamic religion and Islamic thoughts had a great impact on music as well, and this collaboration together has created something special in the music section as well. And then we have the Kufi calligraphy. Mr. Jazairi is a close friend, and he is the biggest Kufi calligraphy in the world. Actually, he reinvented the qalam for Kufi calligraphy, because Kufi calligraphy is a special type of calligraphy that requires a special type of qalam, and the qalam was actually lost for 200 years, and Mr. Jazairi refounded it, and it's a special type of qalam that you could use only for Kufi calligraphy. So I am glad to call him my friend. So it's a great honor to be his friend. And then we have different professors on the philosophy of art, or the philosophy itself. One of the most the best ones that I know myself is Professor Avani. He's a great scholar on the philosophy of Islamic philosophy and philosophy of art. I have had the privilege to be in his courses several times. Another interesting fact about Islamic School of Art is our sub-branches. Our sub-branches nowadays play a very important role in the school, and some of the main activities of the school are run by these sub-branches. I can't, in this short time, I can't name every sub-branch in the school because the variety is very large. We have the School of Quranic Dramaturgy, we have the School of Quranic Calligraphy, we have the Firuza Gallery, we have the ISOA NFT, we have the ISOA courses, we've got a toy making company, we have a writing company, we have the variety is very large, but the four branches that I would like to talk about today is these four that I mentioned in the slide. So one by one, the School of Quranic Dramaturgy is one of the biggest sub-branches of ISOA. It's very important for us to work on the dramaturgy of Quran, because no one else has worked on it. So it is very strange that no one has worked on the Quranic dramaturgy, because after more than 14 centuries, people think that this is an old subject, but obviously it's not, because unlike the Bible dramaturgy, which has a very good background and very great history, a lot of dramas have been made from the Bible, and there have been books written about them. There have been films, movies, and serials made from the Holy Bible, but from Quran everything is new. So this school is trying to make something out of it and give the actual musts, and talk about what it really should be. So the book has came out very recently, the Quranic Dramaturgy. I think it's only a few months old. And then we have the Quranic Dramaturgy sessions. Unfortunately, these sessions, I don't think they are online. They are all in-person sessions. But if anyone is interested, I could talk to the people that are running these sessions to change their courses and be able to attend these sessions online as well. So our next session would be, I think, this Thursday. I'm not sure, but I think this Thursday we have a session as well. So what we do is we have a cinema of our own in the school. People watch the a specific type of movie, and then they talk about it, and they try to turn it into the Quranic way as well. And then a very special thing that this school has been offering to people is Chai Dastan, and it could be translated into Chai and Story. What they have is this has a very friendly environment. They invite people that are are into drama, whether they have made a film, a story, or anything related to drama, and they use that person and the knowledge that that person has, and they try to establish or grow what they know about the Quranic dramaturgy. The sessions is ongoing. We have had more than 70 sessions. I've got the I think 46 and 45 session, the poster of 45 and 46 sessions over here, but we have had more than 70 sessions. Another important sub-branch of ISOA is the Quranic Calligraphy. The Quranic Calligraphy is trying to introduce different types of calligraphies that were related to Quran. We have had 3 national and international conferences throughout the 3 years that this school has been established. It's a very important school and branch of our school, because it is trying to reintroduce some of the lost calligraphies in Iran and in different parts of the world, such as Iran. Everyone is familiar with the calligraphy type of sols, but Iranian sols is somehow it's losing. We are losing. We do not have a master on Iranian sols, so there is no master that can call himself or herself a master of Iranian sols. So we are trying to reestablish this type of calligraphy before it is fully lost. And then we have had 3 national calligraphy competitions. This is a very beautiful competition. I have had the privilege to be part of this, part of the committee. That it's a unique type of competition. We didn't have this type of competition for many years in Iran or in anywhere in the world. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the ISOA NFT. We have had the privilege to go into the NFTs as well. These are all of them are part of our NFTs, and we have just started it, but it's I don't know, it's something new, and I just wanted to share it with you guys as well. So this is it, I think, and I did mention for the last thing, I did mention the Firuza Gallery. The Firuza Gallery is a new name, but we have had this gallery for several years right now. The thing is that we changed the name, so I don't want to talk about this gallery before having about the history. So I'm just going to leave it at that point. So thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, I would be more than glad to answer them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Soltanpour. It was very informative and very attractive programs. All the way you ended up to enter the metaverse of an NFT as well, so that is, I guess, cool. Yeah. For like the younger generations especially. So let's open the mic for questions from people. So we would be happy if you guys have any questions, comments. Let's see. So one question I raise until other persons start raising questions is about like what would be the fee for like the tuition for if somebody wants from the US, let's say, participate in one of your online certificate programs, and how much you charge?
That's a very good question. It's very different. It starts from, I think, $10 to $15 and goes up to like something like $1,300. So it's very different, depending on what type of course you want to participate in, whether you want this course to be in Persian, whether you want it to be in English, whether this is just a philosophical based course, or it's a artistic based course. You're learning the art or you're learning the philosophy. So it's very different. I can't say, but we have everything, every detail and everything. We have it on our website. I could share the different websites with you, and you could put it on your social media anytime.
Okay. Thank you so much. Another question that Moini asked is that, Salam, thank you for your presentation. Are the classes only held in Qom or also in Tehran? I missed the first 10 minutes.
The classes, we tried actually to hold the classes in Tehran. We have classes in Qom and in Isfahan. We have some of our professors are from Tehran, but we tried to hold the classes in Tehran, but it's a little hard in Tehran. But the good news is most of our classes are in two versions, are in person and online courses. So you could join the online courses wherever you are.
And I guess you guys have some like weekly, like maybe that chai and what was the chai and something as well.
Chai and Dastan.
Chai and some sessions that are for free that people can participate online. Is that true?
Yeah. The sessions. Yeah, that's the thing. The sessions in the dramaturgy of Quran are in Persian. But I'm not sure whether we have them online or not. I haven't seen an online activity on that part. So since I was not interested myself, I was not interested in drama. I did not take part in any of the sessions, but I can ask. And if you guys are interested, I could even make sure that they could present everything online as well.
Okay, thank you so much. If there is no more question, 10 seconds, there's no more question. I can wrap it up for now, but there is a link of the website, and also we upload it in our social media and YouTube. So anybody who's interested can follow up on that. And also for the participants, if they have like English speaking person in the West that is interested in Islamic art, you guys can send the link of the voice or the YouTube link later on to your friends. So thank you so much, Mr. Soltanpour, for introducing your great initiative, ISOA, Islamic School of Art, which I was not, until a few months ago, I was not aware of the existence of such a interesting initiative. So it is a very valuable work, and I'm sure it will expand and get better and better and more impactful as time goes on. So thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you every participant who have joined our program.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.